I just want to start off by saying thank you all for 100 plus subscribers. I hope every single one of you are able to learn just a little bit more from my channel, or you're just entertained from watching me trying to keep this Saab on the road. For today's installment, my windscreen wipers catastrophically broke, but I'll show you how to fix it for around 10 bucks. So on my way to work on a very rainy day, my wipers started to park vertically for some odd reason. Then the passenger side wiper decided to completely snap, so I was down to just one functioning wiper. I'm not exactly an expert on cars or anything, but I don't think having one functioning wiper is the best thing to have. So let's get started under the hood. To remove the cowl cover, we need to pull this rubber strip off, and then on both sides of the cowl is a plastic clip that needs to be removed, but of course my car doesn't have them. Next, the wiper arms need to come off. Usually there's a piece of plastic that covers the bolt, but of course, my car doesn't have them. The bolts that hold the wiper on are either a 12 or a 13mm nut, but my car has both, surprisingly. This thing really is a piece of art, isn't it? To remove the wiper, press the wiper arm down onto the windscreen while pulling up the end where it's bolted on. Give it a nice yank and it should come right off. With the cowl cover free from any obstruction, we can finally pull it off. Now the cowl has quite a lot of clips, so start from one side and start pulling it upwards, and eventually the rest should come right out. The wiper mechanism is right on the driver's side, and it's held in by 4 10mm bolts, one on either side of the mechanism and 2 below the wiper motor. I know the camera is quite shaky, but I'm working on trying to get a different setup or maybe a different tripod, so just bear with me in the meantime. With all 4 of the bolts removed, you can go ahead and try to lift out the mechanism. Granted, it might get stuck in some places, so just be a bit patient with it. Just be a little bit patient with the connector for the motor. It's been sitting there untouched for quite a long time, with quite a lot of dirt on it. The part of the mechanism that fails is the plastic ball joint socket thingies that get loose and break over time. Make sure to pick up this assorted pack of wiper transmission bushings from your local parts store. The part number will be in the description below as well. Now take the upper arm that connects to the passenger side wiper and yank it off. There is no easy way of taking off the old ones besides hitting it with a hammer or a screwdriver or anything meant to break plastic. Once those 2 are out, there's one last one on the right side of the whole mechanism. Just lightly hammer that off and get the last plastic bushing off. But before we start installing the new ones, they need a little bit of modifying first. It has these 4 little plastic clip bits that need to be cut off to fit properly. Just go ahead and cut them for all 3. Now to get these on, get a socket that's big enough to fit over the bushing and get a clamp as well. Use the clamp to press in the bushing with the socket holding the linkage bar in place. Go ahead and do this for all 3. Now it's time to put them back together. We'll spritz it with a little bit of WD-40 into the bushings to lube them up a little bit and then snap them back on. When assembling the transmission back onto the motor, we have to make sure that the linkage is in the right position. The little arm that connects the transmission to the motor must be at the 2 o'clock position. This is similar to like a top dead center, but for this wiper motor. Now it's time to finally put everything back together. The installation is basically the reverse of removal. And there we have it, no more sketchy drives in the pouring rain. I hope you were able to use this to fix your wipers for cheap. Thank you all for watching.